All right, I'm here with Parker Breedlove, and he is the owner of Big Peach Running Company here in Cartersville, Georgia. His business is not a typical shoe store. They actually take the time to fit you for your shoes, so it allows them to not only find a good shoe, but maybe the right shoe for you. So, welcome to the show, Parker.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate y'all having me.
I'm calling it the best specialist in Cartersville. So if we keep calling it that, then that means that it's true. So we're going to keep
Yeah,
doing it. Okay.
yeah. You
Um,
just you speak it into reality.
that's right. So tell me a little bit about how did you, what made you decide to pursue to own Big Peach here in Cartersville?
Well, I think it was lucky enough that it was something that a little bit just kind of fell into my lap. I had been a salesman in a previous career and a collegiate runner before that, and was hired here as the manager. And loved it so much and was pouring a ton of time and energy into it because I'm born and raised Cartersville, so it meant a lot to me to be able to help serve my hometown through a passion of mine. And so when the opportunity arose from the previous owners to be able to purchase this from them, it was really something that me and my wife spoke about, kind of being a no-brainer, just a conversation where it was like, I mean, we've got to, you can't pass this up. And so being able to merge passion of running and then had a sales aptitude and always knew I was going to be in some type of sales role, and then get to do it in Cartersville, Georgia, which I just think is such a special place and really a great active community. It was just something that more fell into than anything. So it's been amazing.
It's awesome, man. It's good to hear like your heart for serving the community where you're from and everything. That's great. That's something that we really appreciate. So, what are some common like fitness or health issues that you see? So I know some people probably just come in because they need some pair of new shoes, but there's probably also some, hey, there's some health issues or some fitness issues that people it tends to bring them to your shop. So in other words, who does Big Peach attract? Who's your clientele?
Yeah, I mean, we have a few kind of buzzwords that we call to categorize our various customer bases. So we
Hmm.
have like the content walkers is what we call them, in
Yeah,
that they're not going to ever be training for Boston or anything, or they're never going
right.
to be either couch potatoes, but they're going to get up and they're going to do their daily walking. They're going to stay active, and they need good shoes. And then we,
Sure.
of course, have those devoted runners who
Hmm.
understand the value of a good shoe and what it can do for their training as they train for a 5K or as they train for the Peachtree Road Race. But then we also, if we had just a top three customer list, our top
Hmm.
two are going to be nurses and teachers. They're going to be
Yeah,
people who maybe they aren't necessarily going to be training for a marathon, but they're going to be on their feet all day long, and
right.
they're going to really fatigue their legs. So they just usually are pretty reactive in that they get into the job and they realize, wow, I'm going to be on my
Yeah,
feet a lot. I'm going to need some good
right.
shoes, better than what I started with.
Yeah,
So those are typically the customer bases we're helping out.
right.
It's a lot of, and we want to try to help change this. It's more reactive than it is proactive. So of
Okay.
course we're seeing a lot of people come in and they're dealing with plantar fasciitis or they're dealing with knee pain. And they've now been referred or they've now done some research and found maybe I'm not wearing the best shoes for my body.
Right. Kind of after the fact, we figured it out, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like
Yeah.
little late. Hopefully we haven't
Right.
done too much damage that can't be corrected, but a lot of who we're helping, they are coming in because they are already in pain.
Right.
Not it's not so much, hey, I'm about to start doing this, so I figured I should probably go
Right.
ahead and get in front of it.
Sure.
We hope to see more of that, but it is definitely a lot
Yeah.
more reactive.
Well, we see a lot of the same people then, my friend. So that's
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
way
Yeah.
that it goes. So that's good.
So always
Okay.
trying to get everybody to be proactive, not reactive.
So this is kind of an interesting question. So I like it because people ask me this all the time, and so I try to ask other business owners. So if I'm looking to, um, if I'm in my job and I'm thinking, oh, this is the type of person I need to go. They need to go see Parker and his team over there. kind of like your ideal client. It doesn't have to be everybody, but maybe somebody that you really, something that really interests you or something that you enjoy, like, oh man, I think I can actually help this person. Or maybe it's something that you guys are really set up to help. Is there an ideal client for Big Peach?
This is going to sound very open-ended, but I actually think the more people we help, the more open-ended our answer to that question gets.
Sure.
Because my answer is not going to be, oh, I love the trail running community. I love to
Right.
help trail runners, or, I
Right.
love people who run road 10. No, it's more, we just want to be able to help anybody who does come in open-minded and not closed off to any one avenue. You if you wore a specific brand of shoes 10 years ago and they hurt your feet, that you don't allow that um, to bother you, and allow that to, you come in, you're like, I'm not going to wear Brooks. I'm not even going to try them on. So it's really
Right.
just, we want somebody to be open ended and try out different things. Um,
Okay.
because we just see a lot of, you do your research on your phone, or maybe you just ask a friend. The thing we're stressing every day is that we're all unique people, and we have
Hmm.
different injury histories. We have uh, different genetic history. We have different feet. And so
Right.
one shoe that may serve you really well may not
Right.
serve me really well, but that
Mm.
doesn't make it a bad shoe. It just means it's not right for you. And so anyone who can just come in and understand that is really
Right.
what we're looking for. I certainly have had shoes that I've not had a good experience with in the past, but it doesn't close me off, and it doesn't lead me to tell people, do not wear that shoe. It is not going to work.
Right. Right.
So just
It could
anyone
be the
who's
best thing for them, you know?
exactly. So it's just anyone
Right.
who's open-minded and is willing to try stuff
Awesome.
out, doesn't allow recommendations or reviews that they've read to cloud
Right.
their judgment. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, in PT world, the same kind of thing, man. You can see exercises anywhere. Are they bad or good? Maybe, that's kind of one of
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
kind of see that same thing. So I appreciate the individual aspect of it is really good. So um, tell me a little bit about like, so this is kind of if I were to send somebody down there to you, or they were to come into your store, and they do have that open mind of, hey, I'm going to walk in here and I know, hey, what does it look like, the journey from, hey, I walked into the store, and take me through the process a little bit, and then, hey, I've found my shoes and I'm out. What does that look like if somebody comes in there?
Well, we're going to start off with questions. We're just trying to get a background of what type of pain are we dealing with, if we have any.
Hmm.
Um, what kind of shoes have we worn in the past, either
Right.
success or failures? Have we ever had any injury history? And then we're going to start with a scan of their foot done on our Atrex 3D machine. What it's going to do, creating a 3D model of the foot, we're going to be able to see various characteristics of their foot, their arch depth, their instep height. All that is doing is we're able to eliminate shoes and then also narrow down their recommendations. Um, that's super helpful for us, just so that we can, if you have a really high instep, then we're
Mm.
going to pull some shoes over some others that give you a lot of space on the top of your foot. Um, we always do a stability test, which can also be called a gait analysis, but just really making sure if somebody's going to stand or walk or run, um, that when they are landing on their feet, that they are stable and their feet aren't rolling around. If they
Right.
are, that's totally fine. We have plenty of people who do it, but we just want to make sure we place them in the shoe that's going to give them a little bit more stability if they need it. Um, then it's really as simple as bringing out recommendations and putting them on, walking,
Right.
running, squatting in them, just seeing how they're going to serve what you need the best, and comparing them. But the fit process, when we have upwards of 40 different shoes in here, the process by the time we're getting to the recommendation stage is we've
Mm.
really narrowed it down to your top 4 to 6 recommendations. So that's a lot of excess we cut off, which is good because not everybody wants to spend all day trying 40 different shoes on. You can just try on that 5 or 6 that are really good for you. So an example I had this morning was of a young lady who was in great shape, had not really had a big injury history, wasn't coming in pain or anything. Now, in asking the question of what injuries have we had in the past, she did reveal I have broken my right ankle a couple of times. And so when
Mhm.
coming to pull recommendations, there was two different New Balances, grabbing one over the other because that one is going to be a little bit more stable for her ankles than the other one was going to be. So that's where the questions come into play.
Sure. Yeah, that's
But
good.
it's, yeah, just a little simple 3-step fit process. Really should take, at minimum, it's probably 10 to 15 minutes. I mean, we always say the process can take however long they wish it to be. Um, but by the time we got to recommendations, you're probably 10 minutes in.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
good,
it's
man. I
never,
love that.
we certainly have people who do need to get in and out, but we never try to make it about speed. Like, let's get you in and out of here. It's
Right.
let's take our time and ask the questions and get the answers before we just start pulling stuff from the back.
Yeah, I love that, man. I like that you have at least hey, you've got a process. This is where we're going to start. This is where we're trying to get to, all for a
Yeah.
purpose, and I really love that. And you kind of shared one, so my next kind of follow up question that goes with that one is, um, can you think of any examples where uh, because somebody has been through that process and you did make these recommendations, is there any kind of success stories? It sounds like kind of what you told me earlier already, but anything that you could highlight that was like, hey, we picked that one because of this, and man, that actually worked.
Oh man, yeah. It's been very blessed to have success stories. One that there's two that come to mind. One is a fun one growing up here in Cartersville and going to Cartersville Middle School, and having my chorus teacher, and then going through high school, going through college, graduating, getting into the adult world and stuff, and then her coming in last year, hadn't seen her in 10 or 11 years, and she's really struggling with the shoes that she's wearing to school each day to teach chorus in. She's rubbing a hole through the very top of the shoe, and
Okay.
so brainstorming, we're thinking, okay, that is going to be more of an instep thing. We just want to give you a little bit of extra height on your shoes so that your toes have plenty of room, that they aren't rubbing those holes. Grabbing some recommendations that have a higher instep,
Right.
and always am curious when people buy a shoe then leave, and I'm like, huh, I wonder if that worked. Well,
Yeah.
she buys that one, and then a couple weeks later comes back in, and she's like, this is incredible. Buys two more, comes in a couple weeks ago, hadn't seen her in a year since she'd gotten her last few pairs, and she's like, yeah, I'm just going to get that same shoe. It's
Yeah.
working really well. I haven't rubbed
Found
any
it.
holes in the top of my shoes, so that was
Awesome.
a fun little success story.
That's
um
cool.
and then uh another one was just somebody who she'd had a lot of health problems all her life, and she'd really struggled with her foot size just to find something comfortable. So she just had been wearing a lot of flip flops, or she had just been wearing a lot of boots. She'd never really been in a great supportive cushioned running shoe, and going through the fit process with her, and then fitting her, and it actually wasn't even me, but a member of my team who's helping her out, and then her putting a shoe on towards the end of the fit process and tearing up and just saying,
Yeah.
I just never thought I could wear shoes like this. I just totally had ruled them out for the last 15 years of my life.
Right.
But it was just a great success, and she was able to get good arch support and great cushion to help protect her body from the impact of walking and running.
That's good, man. I love it when they follow back up with you. It makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Those are always fun. I know. Those
Yeah.
you don't always get that. You sometimes are
No.
like, "Huh, I wonder how they're doing. I wonder if that worked." So it is fun when you get a few to come back.
So this is kind of along there, and this may be more Parker the individual, but what advice do you give for someone? So both of us are interested in people that are active and want to be active, or want to continue to be active as long as they can. Those kind of things. What do you say to an individual that's looking to prevent injuries, but wanting to stay active?
Yeah. That's a good question. Prevent injuries but wanting to stay active.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's all about really listening to your body and not listening to Instagram or Facebook or what nowadays like AI says. Um, just because we are all such unique people, and all of our bodies are so, I mean, no one has the exact same body
Right.
that we have. And so the way that my body may absorb impact when running on my
Hmm.
and the way your body may absorb impact are completely different. And so if you and I go and do the same run together, and then at the end of it, my knees are really hurting, but your knees are totally fine, it's not then about, okay, well, I just need to suck it up and be tougher. It's about listening to my body, maybe just taking some time. I think people are very scared to take any type of like, whether it be
Hmm.
time off or just even a rest day or maybe do some yoga rather than go do that hard workout. Um, People are scared to do that because I think they worry they're going to lose all of their quote unquote fitness. But I think we don't give ourselves enough credit in how hard we've worked to be active. You don't just lose everything in a day. So it's okay to rest. Um, which can sound weird coming from like a running store where we're like, we want to push movement, we want to push
Right.
exercise. But I and my team want you to run for 20 years, not 2 years because you got burnt out and killed your body.
Right.
We want you to run for the long haul, or we want you to exercise for the rest of your life, not just for the next 4 years. And then you have just done irreparable damage to your knees. We really want you to take the time and understand this is a hopefully decades journey of fitness, not just you're training for a race and then you're done.
In it for the long haul kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I think what because now everything gets used up so quickly in like this day and age we're in, where everything gets consumed so quickly. I think we all just try to think, I'm going to do this race. And then we do anything we can to get to that start line. And then we're left with, okay, now what?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Is there anything, I guess, almost good. I got a couple more things I want to talk to you about. And one of them would be any recent advancements or anything coming down the pipeline that you're excited about in like, hey, this technology is changing or the way that we do this is changing. Is there anything like that coming down the pipeline or recent
Oh,
in
man.
the shoe world?
One comes to mind because there's really two main categories of running shoes called neutral and stability. And
Mm-hmm.
stability can be for the people who their ankles can tend to roll inwards or roll outwards.
Hmm.
Well, for the longest period of time, the stability shoes had maybe been a little, I mean, I'll call it bland, because it had been so focused on stabilizing your body that the foam underneath your foot can get a little lackluster. Um, well, Asics has just had a shoe come out 2 days ago on June 1st, um, and they're beginning to combine their stability elements with a little bit more of a fun, bouncier foam so that when you do run,
Hmm.
you get stability, but now you're starting to feel like the shoe is helping propel you, like all these other shoes have been doing for so long. So that's been, um, really the first that I've been able to see work, and we've had a lot of people in just the last 2 days, really enjoy. I mean, it was a complete transformation, and so
Yeah.
that's something that I think if they're able to start doing that, it's gonna bode really well for the excitement of running because people
Right.
will who want to get into running, but they have to wear stability shoes can, I think, sometimes feel a little left out because they don't get all the fun marathon racing shoes. I think now
Mhm.
they're going to start to be able to really enjoy the shoes that help protect their body.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, yeah. I've had a little experience with some of those, and in the past, I would say this is my experience was some of them were a little hard. It's like it was kind of a
Yeah,
stable is stable, but stable is can feel pretty hard at times.
it can. So this has been the first one where I've seen it really work smooth. I mean, it is a
Awesome.
great, tremendous blend of um, bouncy and stable, which is
Nice.
those are like two polar opposites. So that's been really
Right.
fun development. Yeah.
Right. Well, what's the best way for somebody to get in touch with you if they're interested to learn more, or obviously they can come into the store. So anything you got like that, like where exactly are you guys located and those kind of things. Give them a little spiel real quick.
Yeah, no. So we are really in the heart of Cartersville, and so I always joke being Cartersville born and raised and going to Cartersville High School. Our front door stares at Cartersville High School,
Yeah.
and so yeah, we're in Cartersville, right off of Highway 41, um, next to Moe's and Jimmy John's and Styles Jewelry behind Chick-fil-A. But anybody who does want to get in contact with me to just talk or do any type of activations or just really anything, um, completely open to all of that. So my phone number, email, I'm just available to be contacted in any way. We've got our social medias. That's a quick, easy way to obviously reach
Right.
out to me. So my wife will let me know that somebody's reached out to us. But all
That's
forms
good.
of communication I'm open to.
That's awesome. Anything else that I missed? Was there anything you wanted to talk about that we didn't get to? And just give you a
Um,
quick little.
no, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think one thing that I think is crucial, and this is for anyone who's in y'all's type of industry, or it's been even like a podiatrist, where just we want to make sure we can do what we can to keep
Mhm.
y'all updated on the
Yeah.
world of shoes
Sure.
because we're all wearing them, but we have, I think, found me and some other owners of run specialty shoe stores can find that patient referrals where they come in with a list of shoes, we found those shoes can maybe be a little outdated. And so we
Hmm.
just want to make sure we can do everything we can to keep y'all as updated as we are. So that way
That's
we're
right.
working hand in hand. And
Yeah.
we've seen because we are not doctors, you guys are. And so I would hope y'all's patients listen to y'all more than they listen to us.
Right.
But when a referral can be sent with an outdated shoe list or just one outdated shoe, it can
Hmm.
be hard to correct them into the updated version.
Yeah. That
Um,
puts you in an awkward situation. I can understand that for sure.
yeah, so that can be a hardship to turn around where they're so focused on the shoe that you recommended, but they no
Hmm.
longer make it. So we just want to make
Right.
sure that we're like, no, we
Yeah.
promise it is the same shoe. They have tweaked it a little. It's updated. This is the current model. So we can just see where we have many times where we're kind of having to, the second they come in, go ahead and try to reverse course a
Sure.
little bit. So, yeah, making sure we can just keep y'all up to date on what's going on in the world of shoes.
Yeah, and the point of these things is, hey, I want to meet the people that are specialists in their area, and I'll let you be the
Yes,
specialist in what you do, and I'll do what I do, and we go from there, right?
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
how we work together.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
that's good.
absolutely.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm gonna close this out there, and it's good talking to you. Let me go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, man.